Hi Healing Fam, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing great. In today's video, we're going to talk and delve into how in some toxic relationships, some partners find causing you pain, intentionally causing you pain, their life goal. How intentionally causing you difficulties, upheaval, and they go out of their way to make this happen, brings them joy. They're called sadists, and this is an actual phenomenon. I'm going to teach a few perspectives, people's experiences with that in long-term relationship, in marriages, and the negative impact that has on relationship, because this is not usually talked about. It drives people crazy, like, what is this happening to me? What is this? Okay, we need verbiage on it, because when you know what is happening, then you can essentially make the choices that you need to make and safely be able to protect yourself and exit if necessary. Because the fact is, no, every relationship is blissful and just lush and blah blah, if you catch my drift. So I'm gonna teach them, get your popcorn, sit in your position, because it's about to get wild, and I'll come back with my 2 cents.
Yes, some narcissistic people do absolutely take pleasure in your pain. And of course, if you're new here, I'm actually a diagnosed narcissist. Yes, there are a lot of narcissists and toxic people who absolutely take pleasure in seeing you in pain, seeing you hurt, seeing you crying and whatnot. Like, they'll be standing over top of you while you're boohoo crying or yelling and screaming in pain or whatever, and then you'll see like a little sly smile creep up their face. Like, they start smirking when you're hurting. And no, this is not only exclusive to narcissists, but a lot of narcissistic people have this kind of like sadistic nature where they absolutely get pleasure from seeing you in pain and hurting and whatnot. This is just not an emotional pain. This is physical pain too. Some of them, a lot of them will get into the BDSM area of things to get pleasure from pain. It be consensual to a certain extent. But even in situations like that, they'll push the boundaries and push the limits. Like, a safe word is not a safe word. A safe word is like a power word to keep going and things like that. You'll be like screaming pineapples and they'll be like, they be losing their damn minds, y'all. So it is true that some take pleasure in seeing you in pain. Not all, some.
I recently saw a video of this woman. She was standing outside of her boyfriend's car. She was like beating on the glass, trying to get him to open up the door, and he was filming her. And he said, "For my safety and for yours, I'm not going to open the door for you." And she just is crying hysterically. She gets so upset to the point where she actually is smashing her head against the glass door, trying to get him to come out. The thing about it is, he started sounding like he was enjoying how she was melting down. He was like, they're going to call the cops on you. They're going to take you away. Like, he was enjoying the pain that she was in. I talked about this before, but I have to talk about it again because this video really reminded me of it. And that is, stay away from people who find your pain delicious. There are some people who go out of their way to push you to the point of breaking because they find some kind of sick pleasure in watching you crumble, watching you fold. It doesn't just have to be a romantic partner. Sometimes it's a parent or a friend or a coworker. Some people literally, they find their greatest joy in your sorrow and in your pain.
I need you to consider the harsh truth that they're hurting you on purpose because they enjoy it. How many times did you tell them over and over that it hurt you? Are they deaf? They heard you. How many times did they watch you break down and cry over what they did or said to you? Or stay in bed for days at a time? They saw how it affected you. You shouldn't even have to communicate that. They get it. If you're telling someone that it hurts you or you're breaking down crying and they're not attempting to stop it, what they're doing, it's on purpose. They don't care. They don't have regard for you, your feelings. You're not in a relationship with someone who has the same goals. You're just trying to work through problems, repair things, resolve, move on, grow, connect. They're going to say That's what they're here for too, because they mirror you. Whatever you say, they're going to act like, yeah, that's their morals and that's how they view it too. Go off their actions, not their words. They have a need to be right, a need to win at the expense of whatever you have to go through, and you don't deserve that. They're not going to change. And if they did, that would take a lot of time to fix all of that. You're wasting precious years of your life trying to prove something that's just a big game.
Pain is close to pleasure. Why do people want what they can't have? Why do people go back to relationships they shouldn't be in? Why do people sit in tattoo parlors getting sleeves done? It's painful, but they're addicted to the pain. Pain is close to pleasure. That's why. The same endorphins released when you're experiencing something pleasurable are released when you're experiencing something painful. So just give him a little bit of pain. Like making weight, that's the perfect amount of pain. Just forcing him to wait. Pain, like, perfect. Go away with the girls for a weekend. Go on a night out. Perfect amount of pain. In fact, just stop people pleasing. Just stop being so willing to go along with whatever he says. And just start doing what you want to do. That in itself, perfect amount of pain. Like the fact that he doesn't get his own way all the time. That you're not like a nodding dog, like, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'm free then. Yeah, we'll do that. No, you don't want to do that. You're not free then. You have a life. You having a life, perfect amount of pain. Perfect.
Well, anyway, my thoughts. I've had several videos here talking about different versions of how toxic relationships look like, and some of the signs that sometimes it's hard for us to notice or realize that this is what is actually happening. That sometimes those signs, if you go and describe it to somebody, they might be like, are you sure? Are we talking about the same person? Let me play this and I will come back with my own experiences, my thoughts, my perspective as a psych nurse practitioner.
Pain is close to pleasure. Why do people want what they can't have? Why do people go back to relationships they shouldn't be in? Why do people sit in tattoo parlors getting sleeves done? It's painful, but they're addicted to the pain. Pain is close to pleasure. That's why. The same endorphins released when you're experiencing something pleasurable are released when you're experiencing something painful. So just give him a little bit of pain. Like making weight, that's the perfect amount of pain. Just forcing him to wait. Pain, like, perfect. Go away with the girls for a weekend. Go on a night out. Perfect amount of pain. In fact, just stop people pleasing. Just stop being so willing to go along with whatever he said.
I'm going to come back with another perspective here.
There is a strong correlation between bullies, narcissism, and psychopathy. There's a huge misconception that people who bully only do it because they're insecure. And that is true, but not all bullies are insecure. Some actually enjoy inflicting pain. They gain pleasure in watching someone be miserable. And a lot of times, many narcissists...
And this is what is called a sadist, a type of narcissism that is sadistic, okay? It's dark. And the thing is, they choose you because you're the perfect candidate for them to inflict that level of pain, because you're sitting there, you're still there. It's the fact that you're still there, taking it, tolerating it, trying to be good. You can love somebody who's sadistic, really high conflict, narcissistic, argumentative, circular. You can never make any forward momentum, reasonable agreement with them. You're gonna drive yourself literally down into the pits of hell dealing with this person. And sometimes they're so calculated that the way they appear to other people, because people experience people differently, right? Somebody might experience me, maybe my children might experience me one way, my coworkers might experience me one way, But for the most part, I'm pretty level, same, similar. Professionally, maybe I might code switch here and there. I might present professionally a different way, maybe more giddy and playful with my kids. Maybe with my partner might be a little more romantic, maybe sweet, maybe more da-da-da-da kind of thing. But at the same time, but this person, when you are in a relationship, especially an intimate relationship with this person, they make you question if you have one brain cell left or half of it, or you have none at all. So that's who a sadist is. They are calculated, evil pricks.
Narcissists and psychopaths, they start small. That's why bullying always starts with light jokes, small teasing, and it grows into something bigger. They always start.
It's called nagging. So the nagging part is when the person will make jokes about you, like, oh, something that maybe you're all dressed like, oh, you look kind of cute today. Like, it's not like they're complimenting, oh my god, you look gorgeous, you look amazing. You kind of look cute today, and you go like, what do you mean? Like, other days I don't look cute? And then you start questioning, and that whole thing start to spiral into a whole different thing. Or sometimes they might not even give you a compliment. I know people who I see as clients who've been in long-term relationships for years, decades even, and their partner would never give them a compliment. And their partner will be like, yeah, I don't give them a compliment because I don't want them to get too much into their heads. And then you go about feeling insecure about yourself because the partner was supposed to love you and compliment you and hype you up is not. And you go out there and they're like, oh my god, you're so good, you're good. And then when they are just like, I guess you look okay. Hey, how do I look today, babe? And they say nothing, or they might say okay, or they're just like, you're just like, and you're constantly questioning yourself. You need to be careful, because that kind of person, will wear you out.
With humiliation disguised as banter. But what they're really doing is testing how much cruelty people can tolerate.
Right.
They study your reaction like data. They learn what makes you break. And it's very scary because bullying is a telltale sign of someone being on the dark triad. That's why I wholeheartedly believe that bullies want to kill you. There is
They can and will. And that's why you need to be careful, see what it is, and run. Okay? Bullies.
I had a client yesterday remind me of how deceitful the narcissist can be. How when you're upset and you're emotional and going through this bullshit with this gaslighting asshole, how they get a twinkle in their motherfucking eye, how it inflates their motherfucking chest to see you hurt and upset.
I'm going to read a few of the comments. OMG, the word demonic is an underestimation. The good Lord knows how my situation was something very evil. Thank God I'm still alive. Like, it's sadistic, it's insidious, it's dark, it's demonic, and you can't pray this away. You can't love this out of them. You can't pray it away. You can't fast it away. You can't love it out of it. You can't cook out of it. You can't smack them out of it. You can't have kids for them in a way for them to change or love you the way you deserve to be loved. It's demonic. It's downright can be dangerous. And you need to start making choices for you to exit stage left. Somebody said, preach. So true. Have a covert narc at work doing this now. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. And follow me for more videos like this. I love you so much. Bye.
Some people just love to see you suffer. That's it. They are pure evil. Look, they heard you the first time around, but they love watching you waste your breath. They understand exactly where you're coming from, but they enjoy watching your stress levels increase higher and higher as you continue to over-explain yourself. They know your damn boundaries. You have stated them a million times before. But see, they enjoy watching you talk about how much their actions hurt you. They get a kick out of that shit. Some people are evil and they love to watch you suffer. So from this point forward, once a person knows what it is when it comes to you, they know what you like, what you don't like, what makes you happy, sad, mad, etc. Don't allow them to play dumb with you. If they want to sit up there and act confused, then go ahead and introduce them to your absence. Life is too short for all that bullshit. And if you made it this far in this message, go ahead and drop a blue heart in that comment section. Now I love you. I'm out of here.
There is a strong correlation between bullies, narcissism, and psychopathy. There's a huge misconception that people who bully only do it because they're insecure. And that is true, but not all bullies are insecure. Some actually enjoy inflicting pain. They gain pleasure in watching someone be miserable. And a lot of times, many narcissists and psychopaths, they start small. That's why bullying always starts with light jokes, small teasing, and it grows into something bigger. They always start with humiliation disguised as banter. But what they're really doing is testing how much cruelty people can tolerate. They study your reaction like data. They learn what makes you break. And it's very scary because bullying is a telltale sign of someone being on the dark triad. That's why I wholeheartedly believe that bullies want to kill you.
Now, this is by far one of the biggest dating/relationship red flags ever. Men that talk to you like this right before they break your heart.
Any final words?
That I love you more than anything in this world.
So what did this man do, you ask? He tattooed one of the most vile things you can tattoo on a human being. But he loves her, so it's okay, right? Let's see what he did. This reminds me so much of the video that I posted a couple of weeks ago of the boyfriend destroying his girlfriend's makeup. And as soon as she discovered it, he had "I love you" written on the mirror. And the first thing he said was "I love you."
What did you do? Oh my God. No.
Those words are hollow when they're immediately followed by things they know would hurt you. Destroying your property, breaking your heart, tattooing something extremely gross on your body permanently. These men don't love you. Those words are empty when the actions don't match. Not to mention the fact that both of these men were giddy. Giddy. They can't stop laughing. They can't stop smiling. They can't help themselves. How they truly feel about their women is bubbling up. They can barely control it. They can't stop smiling. They're trying to control the laughter. One guy doesn't even try to control it. These men don't love these women. They don't even like these women. Because if they did, they couldn't hurt them and think that it's entertaining. The kind of man that thinks your pain is funny, thinks they can't stop smiling when you're hurt, that's a huge red flag. I don't care what he's telling you. When his actions don't match, when he finds your pain hilarious, cut him loose. He does not love you. He doesn't even like you.